Hello everyone, my name is Val and welcome back to this channel, my channel. This week and today we are going through the Nomad Chamonix Après-Ski. It was released on 14th January, so it took quite some time for me to get this palette. Thankfully, huge thanks to Nomad Cosmetics, I'm in the PR list for now. I don't know if I will get kicked out, but so far I'm pretty happy that I can receive some stuff. And this palette is all about winter pastels. It was designed on the location as they usually do, and winter pastels it is. 18 shades in 3 color stories, 6 each. You don't have to think much about them. They are pretty nice. They are able to achieve specific things and you should not be afraid of somewhat scary. They are not that scary, to be honest. So I will show you how to work with it, what you can achieve with the things, what to take into consideration, how to achieve this look you can find in shorts later. But I'm really happy to present to you the Chamonix Après-Ski by Nomad Cosmetics, and let's begin our first look. It's Monday, actually it's a few minutes already into Tuesday, but I'm still here. I am going to start. I already did some swatches, I already did some investigations about this palette, I filmed it, so I do have some footage and I am going to go directly into the look. Today we're doing something in the pink purple direction. I think it will look good, so let's at least try it out. And it's gonna be a cut crease, like a full one. I'm starting with Hot Savoy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so excuse me for my French. I did not really do anything with it since school. I did study French in school, but nothing is there anymore. Then I'm taking the shade Off Piste and I'm placing it just above so that I can have it blended to the brow. I feel like I'm missing a bit of a purple, so I'm gonna use the Vallée Blanchet as my darkening color. It's slightly purple and I think it will fit into a lot of looks in here. It's like a darkening one for everything. At least I feel like it. We will see how it will go with green, but with others I think there will be no problem. So that will be the first. Then onto the main lid. I think first of all we need to cut the crease. I'm gonna use that base from Gloss Gods because it's like a nice base kind of and good for cutting the crease. So for that purpose I think it's a good one. It's not holding anything properly, so underneath I have my Wet n Wild base that really holds everything together. And once I cleaned up everything that I need, I'm using the little brushes for cleaning eyelashes, and they are pretty nice for such intricate work. So the crease is covered and I'm using just a flat brush to bring this base all over the lid to lighten it up. It's a bit unfair, but it's okay, I guess. And onto the lid, onto this wet base, I'm gonna use Off Piste and into the first part of the eye, from the outer edge till center, and then Raclette. Raclette will be on the from the inner corner up to the center, so from the other direction basically. And then I think we are going with the Vin Shot. Not sure if it's the right name, but you see how it's written on the screen. And I'm gonna place it onto the glitter glue. So I'm taking the NYX glitter glue onto the same small brush because it allows me to control it nicer. And also I'm not making my own brushes bad. And I'm drawing the outline between light and dark shades with the glue first. And after that, on top of that glue, I'm taking the shade Vin Shot. It's nice and sparkly, and I think it will be like a good addition into here. So that's the idea, at least. Then I'm going with the Last Run on the flat brush. Last Run is nice and satiny. It reminds me a lot on the ballerina shoes. And maybe they're called pointe, maybe not. I don't know what skis have to do with ballerinas, but this satiny shade is really nice. It's like a topper, almost no base, and you can place it on anything. So slightly sparkly, it's good. And then we're going into the nicest topper in this palette, which is Les Alpes. And I'm placing it onto the inner corner and up to the half of the eye, I guess, trying to blend them together. It's slightly duochrome, but you will probably not see it right now on my eyelid. But yeah, that's the idea behind this makeup, and I'm thinking just to add a red liner, almost like a Valentine's makeup in this case, and I will be back with the finished look. So that is the look I ended up with, and I think it's very interesting. A lot of little details, a lot of colors that have been used, like what, 7 total, but it doesn't look too heavy, and I'm generally enjoying the pinks here. They are pastel, you have to take it into account, so they're more white based, and they however cover the darker shades, so it's nice. It's gonna be very good for blending, because yeah, they can just go on top and they blend into each other. It's nice, it's really good. The Haute Savoie, again, I'm so sorry, I have no idea how to properly pronounce French words, but yeah, have to say it somehow, so I may Google next time actually and see what I will come up with. Haute Savoie is kind of, yeah, it's a pastel, but nice pastel, but don't try to make it very pigmented because it's not gonna work. That's what I think. Valet Blanchet, purple one, is very nice. It just blends into things, and if you are missing like lilac colors, you can blend purple into the pink and you will get the lilac you are searching for. So just like here on the bottom, I basically blended the dark one into the light one, and I ended up with purple, with lilac. That's kind of good. Then the last run is more of a satin to me. It's also like a topper. It's very nice everyday shade. Yeah, it gives me ballerina vibes together with the Off Piste and Raclette. So you can have some ballerina, nice pink, yeah, everything. It's kind of cool. Les Alpes we have is a duochrome. I saw it duochroming, but it's harder to catch right now because I did not apply it all over the lid. It's just in the very corner, and this limits the shifting capabilities, so to say. Yeah, then we have Vinchard, which I used also on top of my red liner. Red liner is by Inglot, it's gel liner, and then I just smacked the magenta sparkle basically on top. It has somewhat red base, as you can see, so I decided to just pair them together, and I think it works fine. So I have like a full look, normal, not out of the cohesiveness, so I'm pretty happy with that. But you have to take into account that this shade and generally the shades in this palette, the sparkly shades in this palette, are a bit more crumbly. They're not dry, they're not gel-like, not wet, they're slightly crumbly, but if you press it into the pan, everything will be fine. So if you are starting to notice the crumble, you just maybe need to press it with through the tissue or something, and it will be good again. It's also holding very nicely, and according to the reviews, to the testimonials, the shades from the latest palettes of Nomad are actually holding nicely on the lid, not trying to like escape from it. So that's a good sign, that's a good stuff. I just went a bit more ham on the rhinestones. When I'm looking straight, like, you cannot see anything, only when I'm looking like this. So for the specific macro photos, I think that looks good, but I have deep set eyes. Nothing is gonna be seen when I'm looking straight. It's just how it is, but it's kind of cool. So from the side, it's there. Those are also multi-chrome rhinestones for nails. They don't have any base to them, they're just flat bottom, and you just can apply it on top of the lash glue. So that's how I deal with this. And this is all I have to say about this first few shades. I think start is really good, and I think the approach that I'm taking right now for this palette review is also gonna be interesting for me and for you, hopefully. So this is what I came up with, and hopefully you like it too, because I really like it. So what else do I have on my face? Today I mixed a bit of House Labs with Bobbi Brown. Bobbi Brown is a bit more yellow dark, so House Labs is good for mixing things. Then I have Rare Beauty Gentle as a bronzer. So today I'm slightly more bronzed, and it's a nice bronzer, as I said in the previous video as well. And then I have blush Kaleidos Dream Walk. Yes, it is a Dream Walk by Kaleidos. I received it this month. It was one of my purchases before I went to no-buy. And this is very, very pretty and very nice. This is soft and it's in a plastic container and it has a mirror, and the shade looks like this. But on me, it looks pink. So if you are cool-toned girly and you're searching for the pink blush, you need lilac blush. This is what it is, unfortunately, or fortunately, I have no idea. But this one of the older launches, the newest launch is from this series, Alma Viva, I believe. This one is the Night of Creation or something like this. These blushes do have something on the back to distinguish them from one another. These ones don't. So little sticker is missing here, and yeah, the only way to know is to open it, and then you know that it's a specific blush. Then highlighter is Bobbi Brown Pink Glow. It's fitting here, in my opinion. On the lips I have a Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Obvi, and on top of that I placed Powder Kiss Liquid in It's Personal by MAC. Good combination, natural looking. This one is a bit more powdery beige kind of, but I don't mind it at all. I was thinking to grab some Kaleidos, but I kind of wanted to keep it matte. That's why this guy is in here. And so far I think that is it. I don't have anything else. I'm gonna be having a hard time removing the rhinestones, and I will try to clean them up to reuse because I don't like to waste this, and it just gives me an ache. That's why I'm not using the rhinestones that often. Sorry for my voice. I think I'm just losing voice. It's 2 a.m. Tomorrow is a work day. I'm just kind of crazy because I spent a lot of time filming the palette, trying to get the swatches and stuff and things. So yeah. Anyway, I think I will see you tomorrow with a new look. We're gonna go green or blue. I will see what exactly I want. And for now, yeah, that's it. See you soon. So it is Tuesday evening, very late, and I'm starting with the second makeup. Today we have something green, which is nice looking, and I'm going to do some graphic element and stuff. I'm not that perfect in graphics on my own eyes, but we have to deal with something somehow, I guess. And today I'm starting with the shade Mont Blanc onto the pencil brush. This will be more like a guidance for the shape that I want in the end. We will clean up everything and stuff like that. So the darkest part, from darkest to lightest, we will get the mattes first. So Mont Blanc comes first and creates the outer V. Then I'm going into the shade Ski, and it's also very nice green. I'm gonna take it next, right into the outer edge and up till the center. And from the center into inner corner, we are taking the shade Fondue. And I'm repeating that stuff for the lower lid as well. So that will be the idea, at least. Then I'm gonna go with the cleaning. I kind of think it makes sense to have a cleaning right now, and we are cleaning up the outer V shape so that we can have like a clean canvas for the further development of this look. And I am taking a Chamonix onto my finger, and I'm placing it all over the moving lid. It will be the main shade. It's a duochrome, it's nice topper, things like that. On the opposite side, into the inner corner, I will set the shade Après, as well as a bit under the brow and onto the lower lid. So that will be the idea, at least. And then I'm gonna take the shade Apéritif. But first, of course, I need some glitter glue. I'm gonna be using the NYX glitter glue because it's the one option that I have, basically, even though I don't like it so much, but for this purpose I guess it's fine. And then we are going into the shade Apéritif. It's very nice green. It gives me a bit of a Slytherin vibe, something like that, and I'm setting it everywhere on the edge. I'm not fully sure how this makeup will develop at the end, because I think I will change a couple of things still. I'm just to make things a bit nicer, but the main idea is that we are doing right now. So yeah, if you are not sure what it's gonna look like, then don't be afraid. I am not sure what it's gonna look like. So let's go in, I guess, and after that I will just have a bit of additional cleanups and we will be done. I will come back already with the finished face. This is the look I came up with at the end, as you can see. I'm a bit messy, sorry about that. I don't know what to do with my hair right now. I'm trying to have like some slight styling, but it doesn't work. So, what I need to tell about this whole situation, as you can see, I've used the shimmer in shade Aperitif. It has a very strong blue-green base, so it's a teal color with shimmer in it. It sparkles very nicely. In real life, it also sparkles really nicely. Then we have a duochrome all over the lid, which is also pretty good. And I think that it's made in a way, or selected in a way, that you can mix this green, blue with purple. I'm gonna test it out later. I will definitely do the look with all of them because it's kind of asking for this. And this teal is actually very pretty. All of them are more on the turquoise teal side, as you can see. They are not exactly green, even if they appear more green in the pans, but they are actually like a teal turquoise, on me at least. So I'm not sure how it's gonna be looking on warm undertone. I'm not sure how it's gonna be looking on other skin tones as well. The pastel shades, the mattes, formula is good, but they are very whitened and they require a bit of a underlaying base. So colored base would be very good with them. Otherwise they're kind of going into nothing and semi-transparent. It's this is said to be pastels, so nobody is lying to you about how it's going to perform, because pastels are like this. They are whitened a lot, and this is what we see. But the shimmer shade Aperitif is not pastel. It's very strong, it's very nice. I think that is why there are few of these sparkling shades that are darker, so you can darken up your look in the way that fits. And also why we have the Valley Blanche, which is a purple, to darken up anything. Yeah, so if you put the purple on the outer edge, then your duochrome on the lid will be on the purple side and it will enhance the purple side, and I think it still will blend everything together very nicely. Symmetry in my look doesn't really exist. I'm forgetting that I don't need to raise my eyebrows, so this affects the look as well, because then the lines are a bit different. Also, the reason I'm looking down most of the time is because I'm showing the eyeshadow and I'm looking at the eyeshadow as well, so that just helps me to like be aware of things that are happening here. Then on my lash line I have a Limelight by Kaleidos. I decided to bite a bullet and get the rest of the shades. I had two before, but these pencils are really nice. They're smooth like butter and they are holding in the waterlines really nicely. And there are only 6 of them, so yeah, I decided to bite the bullet and buy the 4 of the others. I had 2 before. The 2 were Sea Sparkle, which is bluish silver, and Tourmaline, which is pink to green. I have now all of them: the Solaris, Limelight, the Night of Creation, 7 Seas. Yeah, all of them. And they are different to the others that I tried. So Glam, only 2 pencils can be dupes, but most people don't like to buy from Glam anyway, so I'm not gonna recommend this stuff. Moira Cosmetics is more on the glittery side. So it's not exactly a glitter in there, but the dispersion is higher. So you have like little dots here and there, and instead of one smooth canvas like Kaleidos does. So I'm actually super happy that I got this, and finally I can close this gestalt. Then what else do I have in my face? I have Danessa Myrix in Fair 1. There are new shades are coming and new things are coming. I'm actually very interested in that, but unfortunately I'm not a big fan of the European branch of Danessa Myrix. I have personal issues with that. It's nothing about the brand itself. It's just about a bit of a management thing that I dislike But the brand is really cool, and I'm gonna keep buying stuff. I'm just not gonna create content for them anymore. Then I have Yummy Skin Rosé and Brunch. This is my favorite shade, honestly. This is so pretty and it looks so good. I used it on my cheeks and in the center of the lips. So I have a BFF by Colourpop as my liner, and then I just tapped this Yummy Skin on top of that, and it creates a nice powder kind of finish, because this is basically cream to powder of how I understand it. And this, when you apply it with a brush, sometimes it can disappear after a time from your skin, but if you use a sponge, it's much better. So this actually is first time I tried this sponge, and I'm into it. This is very cool. But that's so far it. I think it's all I wanted to tell as well. I'm not sure if my camera is focusing on me or not. Sometimes it happens with it. I will create more tomorrow. For today, I think I'm done. And tomorrow we will go into the blues. Be prepared for that. And I'm really enjoying the experience, honestly. With the previous one, Nomad Cosmetics, I had less joy of working with the eyeshadow, because you have to think more, you have to find the proper shade, you have to know how it behaves and stuff like that. It's a lot of things to process. So you're getting tired just thinking about combinations from the palette that will work together. Here, on the opposite side, it's one of my favorite things. It's done in a way that it just works together. You can take it completely one by one, and it's fine, whatever you want to do. And I'm loving it. It's very simple to work with. It's just thought through for you. Maybe I'm biased because I like Nomad Cosmetics and their color stories, how they think through the palettes, how they work through the color stories and things. Yeah, that's just what it is. I also have still a bunch of things to review, and it's waiting its turn, so something is still coming, and this one is a pleasure for now. So we'll continue tomorrow, so see you tomorrow. So it is Wednesday, my dudes, and surprisingly it's only 10 in the evening. So I'm gonna start today with the blue makeup. It's more like a purple blue makeup that I'm going to do, and it's gonna be a bit more simple than what I created before. So don't get surprised about that. This is just how it is. I'm gonna start with the light to dark today, which means we're starting with the last call, and I'm taking a flat brush. A flat brush will allow me to just set it more nicely, kind of, because then it's a packing brush and I can be a bit more sure in the pigmentation. Still a pastel, so you cannot expect like a huge pigmentation in it. Next one, La Terrasse, and it's a nice lilac-y blue, so it's a mix of both colors and it's a very pretty one. So I'm gonna apply it to the center, pretty much where it's gonna stay, and I'm trying to slightly blend them into each other. Not too much, but not too easily, so to say. Then I'm gonna go with the fluffy brush into the Valet Blanchet, because we can add the pigmentation, but we cannot remove it if something goes wrong. I've been in this situation for quite a while, so I can definitely tell you that it can be quite tricky. And I'm blending it into the outer shade, outer part of the eye and outer V shape creating. As I said, it's going to be very simple and just something. Nothing too big, I would say. So that's the idea for our mattes. Now, how do I position my shiny shades? Aiguille du Midi. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm just trying. And this is a silver sparkling shade. I'm gonna place it in the inner corner and drag under the brow bone. So it's gonna stay under my brows for a while. It's not gonna be really seen, but it's gonna be fine. Then Mountain Chalet, it's going onto my lower lid because I just kind of want it there. I think it's also not duochrome or anything, so it seems to be just a simple normal sparkle. And the shade Shot Ski, which is that really nice pigmented blue, I'm going to turn into an eyeliner. For that purpose, I'm going to take Mini Fix Potion by Color Cosmetics and a small brush that is called like a tongue or something, or a petal, maybe some sources call it. So I'm taking just a bit of a fixed potion onto my arm, and then I'm also taking with the same brush the short ski shade, and I'm mixing it right on my arm so that I can create an eyeliner with it. So if you are experiencing some problems with this kind of things and you want an eyeliner, a specific color from the eyeshadow, I would recommend to go this way with something like a Duraline or something placed on your, like a little dot onto your palm, and then you mix it with the eyeshadow. So don't mix right in the pan of eyeshadow, you're gonna spoil it most likely because it's altering the formula and things like that. So just making an eyeliner now and dragging it all over the top lid so that I can have a nice blue outline. Actually, with this blue eyeliner and fully purple on my eyelid, that would look also gorgeous. So the smoky eye in here is another opportunity and option. So I think at this point I only need to make my makeup finished. So I will probably do that and come back to you after a while when it's all done. So this is what I came up with. This is actually, these are all just nail stickers. So I bought a bunch of nail stickers and I'm using them. Like nothing too crazy, they're just stickers for the nails. I'm not sure about the request of how to get them, but I may take a look if you're interested in that. So let me know in the comments if you want to know about that. And about the eyeshadow, what can I tell? It's very nice overall, but it's pastel. So you have to understand you cannot get too much pigment out of pastels because they are whitened out. Also, the initial preparation of the eyelids is playing quite a crucial role. In my case, I used a bit of a powder which removes the adhesion basically for the shades, and my Last Call and La Terrasse just did not stick too well, and that's just what it is. The initial adhesion to the eyelid matters, and better to have it on the base, like a proper base. So anyway, but you can see that they are nice, they are blending really cutely, they can create this nice shades, and I'm actually pretty happy in terms of the pastels. If we do not think of them as the regular eyeshadow shades, they are whitened and they are pastels. This is all I have to repeat again and again, because I am myself, for some reason, kind of expect a bit more from them, but then I remember then that it's not gonna happen. It's just that we need to adjust expectations based on how and what this palette is about. The shiny shades are very cool, however, and I find them really nice. Also, I used the shade Les Alpes today as my highlighter, and it's very nice, as you can see. It's just blinding. It is slightly purple, and I'm actually really enjoying that. That's really cool that you can use that. Also, probably you can use the Haute Savoie as the blush, but it's a bit small, and I'm not paying for eyeshadow to use them as blush. I would buy a blush. So far I'm pretty happy. Very nice colors. I love the blue, and it's not the same blue as in Polar Express, as you can see. Those were more like an iceberg. These are more like evening clouds, evening sky, something in that direction. I'm super enjoying the color stories and how the things work together. Yeah, and the short ski is actually super pretty as eyeliner. I'm enjoying this glitter liner in blue, and it's just looking very good. I think if you apply it on top of raclette as a liner, it will be also great, and you can use and mix the things together to create the liners for yourself out of the shiny shades. You just need a binding agent like a Duraline or Minifix Potion or glitter glue. It doesn't matter. You need to have just something that you can mix, and then you can apply it as eyeliner. Even the Fix Plus, I think, will fit. Like a MAC Fix Plus thing. So fixing spray also can do that, but it's a bit more tricky since I, for example, prefer to mix on my hand, and with the Fix Plus it's not that easy. Yeah, that's what I have to say about everything. And in my waterline today I actually used two pencils by Kaleidos. One is Night of Creation and the other one is Solaris. First I applied Solaris thinking that it will be like a nice contrast, No, this is Night of Creation, okay. I'm messing up a bit, sorry. So this is the Solaris, it's orange-red, and this is the Night of Creation, which is purple. So as you can see, I applied both, that's why my waterline on the lower lid is kind of slightly sparkly. It's actually really nice. I'm loving these pencils. What else do I have in my face? I'm still mixing Bobbi Brown foundation with House Labs in 000, so I'm very pale and light. And white mixer, white foundation actually was doing great for me. Because now I can match majority of the foundations I had without problems. I just need like 1-to-1 mixer ratio and it's good. Then I have a bit of the Nomad in Fair 1 and I also applied the Kaleidos on top. This is a contour trio. It looks like this. I think they also have separate shades, but I mixed the two of the shades to create a bit of a contour on myself, a bit more defined kind of situation. Then I used the Nomad in Dancing Queen. If you're afraid of these colors, they can be blended very nicely. So I'm using it with the sponge right now. It's working also well and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It also doesn't disappear. And I also used this shade on center of my lips. That's just what I do, mixing and matching. And the contour of my lips is 951 by Colourpop. I think it creates a great mix and it's like primary colors in makeup. So they will look okay together because they are made to look good together. As highlighter, as I said, it's Les Alpes from the same palette and that is all. This is pretty much it. So far, I'm enjoying the work. I found a couple things about the palette, about the work with it, and yeah, I think we will create one more together to cement the feeling, kind of, and after that I will be ready to present all my thoughts about everything, and hopefully it will be good. I will see you tomorrow, so don't switch the video. I will be back soon. Okay, so it's Thursday, almost midnight, and I need to do something about everything. So today I'm gonna do a halo eye, very aurora-like, the sky and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start with a dense brush that is not really fluffy but not flat, and the shade Vallée Blanche. I'm gonna outline the round of the halo eye, so it goes around the natural eyeball shape basically by the very edge of it, and you can feel it with your brush when you are stomping the thing around. So that will definitely help, and you can orient yourself with your own eyeball. I'm not blending things yet, I'm just stomping the shade in so that I can get it. Next one will be La Terrasse, also same type of brush, dense, not fluffy but not flat. I need to pack the shade as much as I can. So all of them are synthetic, by the way, so it's just that they are more, they will work more densely basically. And with pastels sometimes you need to pack. So La Terrasse, setting next, I'm trying to slightly mix them with each other and that works nicely. To the very outer side I think I will go with the shade Fondue. Fondue is the lightest one, it's like a halo glow, which is perfect in such a case, in such scenario, so let's make it work. And then we just blend things together slightly. I'm blending from one shade into the other, trying to bring things here and there until they are looking nice and fine and everything. So after that we will go into the center of the halo eye with the opposite direction and with pink shades. So I'm gonna take something like a pencil brush because I don't have too many dense brushes, so pencil brush is okay. As usual, all the shades are on the screen, and from there we will go, I think, to the off pista because it's not too whitened like raclette, but at the same time not very pink, so this will be the center shade just for the base. And don't forget to apply the same stuff onto the lower lid because it's gonna be important. And then I think we need to go into our shiny sparkles. At first I want to try the Last Run, and it's a satin pink and it's not like doing anything here. That's why I am going with the shade Les Alpes, and it's a very cool without the base topper, and it's very bright, so when the light hits it's just very bright. which is nice. Then I'm going into the shade Mountain Chalet because we have blue in the Les Alpes, so we need to kind of bring the blue together with others, and Mountain Chalet is the perfect one, not too dark and stuff like that. So that will be the case in here. And then I think we will go into the Chamonix for the outer edge, and it's just lightly green, and I'm going over the brow as well just to have it in there. From this point I think I'm only missing a bit of a liner, and once I'm done I will come back with the finished face. This is the look I came up with. I think it kind of looks very interesting and good. It's like aurora, something in that direction, night sky. You can also probably see it on the packaging. So you have the ideas of how to connect things together. So it's very, very showing because you have all the colors from the palette also in this artwork. And it's kind of cool. It's like thought through, which I enjoy in such a case. So on white on the base, you can definitely see that it's becoming more pigmented. It needs a base. It's pastels, it's just what it is. There is nothing that we can do about it, unfortunately. So you just have to accept that this palette is better on the base. But if you want some things like a wash of color, watercolor kind of like, then of course you don't need a base. You can just work with everything as is, and then it will be a wash of color. Which is also nice because sometimes it's really helpful and you don't want to drag too much attention to the pigmentation of your eyeshadow, but you want a hint of color. So that gives it, and this is really good. And I don't have any problems with like eyeshadow trying to escape somewhere or them losing the pigmentation once they are applied and set in the place, or that you cannot blend them, something like that. So there are no issues with that. I think I did an okay job with this makeup look, so I'm good with it. What else do I have on my face? While I'm collecting my thoughts about the palette in general, what else I have on my face? So Rare Beauty made me quite bronzy, so if you are not into bronzing, don't take it. So to tone it down a bit, I used the Kaleidos Trio, Contour Trio, and the middle shade here, as you can see, it's slightly more grayish, so it's good. Then I used the Danessa Myricks Unbothered Lowlighter, and with the sponge. I just found out that with a sponge the application is better than with a brush. Yes, you can use your fingers, but sometimes on top of the foundation it's not the best choice, so sponge it is. It's a lowlighter and it's like both blush and highlighter. So for some skin tones it's just a highlighter, but very toned down as well. That's why it's lowlighter. It's very interesting and I like the shade, and the Star Surfer is on top. It's slightly pink, so I thought it's gonna match, so that's what I have. And on my lips today I have a Boys Town. I wish it was the color of the packaging, but no, it's like a bit different. And I have MAC in Cool Teddy. Cool Teddy is actually a bit more pink, so when you are comparing the Velvet Teddy to Cool Teddy, this one will look more pink, while Velvet Teddy is quite more orangey, I would say. There is not a huge difference, let's say, but there is a difference. And I just like Cool Teddy a bit more, unsurprisingly. So if you were wondering, if you're cool toned and wondering what to buy, the Cool Teddy is better choice than Velvet Teddy. Teddy 2.0 is completely orange, don't even look there. And that's about it. I think that's all for now. I need to collect a bit of thoughts and I will come back to you in a moment. I decided to take a bit more time to gather my thoughts together and also do a last look basically with this palette, last for now at least, and I used all of the shades from this palette. They all fitted into here and it's insane. I've never been using 18 shades before, but as you can see they all kind of look good together, and as I said, they are also basically placed by the color wheel in a specific format, from the pink to purple to blue to green, so that you can create this very nice looking gradient. And even the green to pink doesn't look too bad, even though they are technically on opposite sides of the color wheel. But as you can see, you have enough transition shades to create this, I don't know how to call that, but it's like a mermaid makeup pretty much for me. And I'm truly enjoying this so far. So, what can I tell as the final thoughts about this palette? This palette is 18 shades in winter pastel style, and I can totally tell you that it's fully winter pastels. They are very whitened, so you gotta be careful. If you are darker in skin tone, you probably don't want too much of the whiteness in your shades, so pastels might be difficult to work with. For the people who's pale as me, this is gonna go into your skin and won't be noticeable. So some of the shades are really going into the skin, despite having like this green tint or blue tint or pink tint, they go into the skin very nicely, so you can blend everything up to amazingness with this palette. The shiny shades that are here, so we have 9 mattes, and you can see that even the most pigmented of them, they are still working as a watercolor without the base. So if you're afraid of color, this is a great way to start, because they're not going to be too pigmented on you. You won't achieve this big results without the white base. This makeup done on white base, I used MAC Paint Pot in Sink to Whisper, which is basically a white matte, and I achieved this pigmentation only because I had this white base. You can pack the eyeshadow onto the white base, it will be more pigmented then. However, if you are using just a regular primer, or you are using concealer, or you are using nothing, then they will be more like watercolors, and it's very easy to work with because you will not get too much pigmentation whatever you do. This is one of the principles for the luxury eyeshadows as well, because they are made in the way that you are not gonna get a lot of pigmentation from the first application. You can build them up, but from the first application, very light-handed, you cannot get too much of a pigment, and that's the whole point of it. So maybe this palette also made with such a thing in mind, and watercolor pastels are actually great, and if you're afraid of color, this is not that crazy. So other than that, as I said, we have 9 mattes. All of them are very nice, silky, and you can get a pigment, but there are a couple of things that you need to consider, which I said also. We have 7 shimmers. They are more or less simple shimmers. Some of them are more metallic, some of them are more satin. So the middle row is basically satin-ish, including this silver here, silver blue, whatever it is. And they are giving me this ballerina vibes for some reason, especially the pink one. And I actually really like it, and it can be a very nice way to enhance your makeup for the daily wear in the office, for example, or in school, or in university, whatever it is, because they are so subtle, but they still have a hint of color. So I think that's a great option for that. We also have 2 duochromes. One is more blue, one is more green. They don't have a base, which means you can apply it all over anything and they will just give you a hint of color. I have this first one on my lips in the center right now, as you can see, so that you can use it as highlighters. You can use it as in the corner highlight, because it will not be seen in the regular environment, but when you are under the light, it's going to be like a little something in there. So overall, this is very well thought palette, I would say. It also is great for the mermaid makeups, and I feel like this also a theme for something like for the summer. So if you are into pastels, if you like watercolor kind of makeup looks, this is something for you. I'm not the hugest fan of pastels in general, so I'm not so hyped about the thing, but my goal was to tell you what you can do with it and what it's good for, or what it is not good for. So pros and cons are everywhere. However, my opinion is just a subjective opinion, which should not affect you if you really love something or if you really hate something. So if you hate pastels, obviously this palette is not for you, whatever I tell. And if you love pastels, then you may actually take a look at it. So we have 18 shades, 1.5 gram each. We have this 80s styled, in my opinion, artwork. And the shiny shades that I'm using also on the main lid remind me of this suit. I'm not sure if I remember the fabric correctly, but it was like very thin, synthetic, very shiny fabric that were doing like... I'm sorry, I cannot imitate sounds really good when you were walking. So that's my impression, at least. And generally I did enjoy this palette. Nomad produces very good stuff. They are vegan, cruelty-free as far as I remember. Some of the information not available on here on the back, but it's available here, so you have additional information on the packaging cardboard box. I also feel like it's like a textured cardboard with it's like recycled one, I think. So it feels like that, if you know what I mean. This palette also comes with a card, so you get the Chamonix itself. Sorry, I have the hair here. And it's a small postcard basically, because this is all about what Nomad Cosmetics is about. I believe these cards are only for the first orders of this palette, so not everybody will get the card in their order, but the first ones who get the palette, yeah, it's gonna be good. They are also support Inspire Mont Blanc Association that works for better air quality and the protection of the environment in the Mont Blanc region. And every palette of Nomad Cosmetics is attached to some charity or organization that helps with the region, with the animals in the region, with the environment in some way, that preserves this area and allows it to be good for generations. This is another point that I really like about the whole brand thing. I might be biased because I do enjoy everything that I got so far from Nomad Cosmetics, and it's been quite a journey, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. So this palette has been sent to me in PR, which I said in the beginning of the video, and I really appreciate it. The way of staying in PR is basically to be able to tell you my code, and you can use it if you purchase this something from the website. And yeah, I would appreciate if you use my code, which I will leave in the description, but it doesn't mean that I truly need something or I need something to sell you. I will buy this stuff for my collection anyway, even if I'm not on the list, which I do with a lot of other makeup products. So it was truly a pleasure of working with the palette. I enjoyed every bit of it, and I had a couple troubles, but I think I figured it out. And right now I told you everything that I think about this whole situation. The palette is on website for €54.95 in euros. Unfortunately, I cannot say the price in dollars since it's not shown to me. So €54.95 in euros is a decent price. I think the highest price for their palettes was like 68 something, and this is like medium, and you get 2 duochrome toppers and pastels. I don't remember any other pastels palette by now. Maybe Harajuku was pastel, but it's discontinued. So let's have a look on all of the looks that I've created, all of the makeups I created with this palette. There are a total 5 of them, including this one, and it was truly a pleasure to go through to film the video with you, for you, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to like this video and leave a comment if you are into leaving comments. If not, then it's also okay. Nobody cares. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and see you in the next time. Bye!